The atmosphere around Flagstaff was unnervingly still. It wasn't the calm of peace, it was the suffocating quiet that comes just before everything erupts. Once a symbol of unity, the Brown family compound had become a graveyard of lost dreams and scarred land. The homes, some deserted, others barely occupied, hung in a strange limbo. The air felt raw, the driveways slick with mud as melting snow ran down from the high desert. Wrapped in a heavy sweater, Mary stood on her porch, staring toward the horizon as though it were about to spit something out. Something was coming. Even when Janelle pulled up in her worn-down Jeep, her boots crunching over gravel, Mary didn't move. The tension was palpable. What used to be a kitchen filled with chaos and laughter was now disturbingly silent. Janelle lowered herself into a chair slowly, her expression carrying a quiet understanding. Finally, she spoke. "She's gone." Her voice was even and low, but this time it wasn't a short escape. She took everything, not just half, all of it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Be sure to hit that like button. Mary's jaw clenched as she gave a subtle nod. She didn't need to ask who she was. Just the name, Robyn, was enough to make the air between them shiver. Both women knew she wasn't coming back. They didn't say it out loud. And Kody? He was unraveling by the minute. That same morning, his hair wild and fingers gripping a coffee mug that had cracked in his hand, he sprinted across the yard, ranting into his phone. Missed calls, texts, and tabloid alerts flooded his screen. His carefully controlled illusion was crumbling. The wives were gone. The kids had drifted away. The TLC producers had stopped calling. And now, the woman he thought would never leave him had landed the final strike. 2 weeks earlier, under the guise of visiting family, Robyn had quietly slipped away to Salt Lake City. But those who paid close attention noticed something new in her eyes. Not fear or doubt, but certainty. She hadn't gone to see relatives. She had gone to see Jonathan McCall, a composed, charismatic real estate figure whose eyes had been watching her story unfold for years, not with judgment, but concern. They first met a year prior at a spiritual retreat introduced by a mutual friend. It began casually. A few calls, then emails, eventually in-person meetings. Robyn wasn't drawn to his success or interested in starting over. What captivated her was how he saw her, not as Kody's last standing wife or the villain the world portrayed, but as a woman caught in someone else's narrative. One night in a quiet downtown Salt Lake restaurant, they sat across from each other. No cameras, no lights, just conversation. When the waiter brought wine, she politely declined. Her hands trembled while looking over the menu. "I don't know who I am without him," she said, her voice uncertain. Jonathan leaned forward gently. "It's time to find out. Take a breath." She didn't cry that night. Instead, she laughed, a soft, uneasy laugh. For the first time in what felt like years, she didn't feel the need to apologize for existing. When she returned to Flagstaff, she was different. Her shoulders stood higher, her voice was clearer. For 3 days she avoided Kody, quietly moving her belongings with help from her older children, going house to house. Aurora cried, Dayton stayed silent, but none of them resisted. They'd seen enough of her pain to understand. Then came the footage. No one expected the porch camera to record it all. Robyn beside Jonathan, arms crossed, gaze direct yet tired. Her voice cracked only once in the clip, which spread like wildfire. It was everywhere. TMZ, Reddit, Instagram Reels. Within hours, it went viral. The response split the internet. Some called her a manipulator, a traitor. Others saw her clearly, a woman boxed in, labeled, and used. Robyn didn't respond. She just left. Kody's breakdown was gradual. He started making erratic calls to his remaining kids, leaving furious voicemails for producers, and eventually posted a deleted online rant about betrayal. Neighbors reported seeing him yelling at a stack of boxes in the yard, barefoot and shirtless, kicking them until his foot bled. He begged TLC for a new season. They refused. In his final recorded interview, he sat in the dark, eyes sunken. "They all left," he whispered. "Even her. She was supposed to be the one. She said she loved me. She believed in this family." His face twisted with rage and sorrow. His voice cracked. "And now she's off with some guy who talks about therapy. Wears loafers," he muttered. For once, he didn't search for the camera. He just cried. Time passed. The compound grew quieter. Two of the lots had foreclosure signs posted. Janelle and Mary moved forward. Together, they opened a women's wellness retreat in Sedona, an oasis built on healing, not hierarchy. Under a bright desert sky, the two women who had once been broken stood shoulder to shoulder, smiling for real. Robyn eventually resurfaced, not in Flagstaff, but online. Her Instagram return showed her in a flowing green dress, barefoot, hair catching the breeze, wearing a simple silver ring. Jonathan stood behind her, his hand gently resting on her waist, smiling. But there's more. One reason Reddit remains critical of Robyn and Kody's home life is the bizarre mirror messages Kody leaves behind. Fans are bewildered by the interior of their house, from the Flintstone-like sink to the medieval regal bedroom in a clashing purple hue. Kody treats Robyn like Juliet and himself like Romeo. In one photo, Robyn stares at herself in the mirror while curling her hair, whispering, "Is this good enough?" The naturally beautiful mother appears to be shaping herself into the doll Kody wants her to be. He's admitted he prefers a specific aesthetic. Maybe that's why he once compared her to a diesel jeans model or a soccer mom in a way that felt uncomfortably turned on. The mirror message thread, originally posted by a now-deleted Reddit user, sparked outrage. Some commenters accused Robyn of skirting hard tasks to do her makeup, even during camping trips. But it takes effort to keep up appearances. Some women feel trapped in that role. Robyn might too. But in exchange for this curated image, Kody showers her with affection. Yet, the cracks are there. Kody refuses to take on another wife, citing it would cause too much turmoil. Still, some speculate he secretly hopes to restart polygamy, perhaps introducing another woman into his relationship with Robyn, forming a throuple. Robyn has no interest. She says Kody is hard to live with and claims he's trying to sabotage their marriage. His moods swing wildly. And maybe, in the end, it's not just Robyn who walked away from something broken, but all of them. On the surface, it was beautiful. Kody, ever the romantic, left little notes, mirror messages scrawled in lipstick or marker. Sweet, maybe. Hopefully sincere. One in particular, captured in a now-circulated photo, shows a heart drawn around his initial. He wanted the world to believe he was still in love, perhaps even more than ever. But the timing betrayed him. When Christine, Janelle, and Mary finally walked away, Kody didn't seem relieved, not happy, not like a man basking in the glow of his one true love, the woman he always claimed was the complete package. Instead, he looked unsettled, bitter, agitated, and out of sync. That fairy tale ending he had envisioned, just him and Robyn, dancing into the monogamous sunset, never arrived. The wives had already left before Garrison's death, before the deeper tragedies began to pile up. Kody should have been rejoicing, right? He always said he didn't want those other women anyway. But something didn't add up. Monogamy wasn't the liberation he thought it would be. In fact, it exposed something he never wanted to admit. He missed having control. He missed being the center of a harem where he could distribute blame as needed. Now, with only Robyn left, there was no buffer, no scapegoats, no diversions, and while he had spent years painting the others as cold or irrational, each one of them, post-separation, began to glow in ways the public hadn't seen before. Like long-forgotten paintings restored to their true color, Janelle, Christine, and Mary emerged more confident, more radiant. Maybe they were never the villains he made them out to be. Meanwhile, Kody doubled down on the fantasy. In their shared Flagstaff home, he and Robyn built a kind of personal Graceland, a design spectacle that evoked more gasps than admiration. The kitchen sink resembled something from the Flintstones. Their bedroom? A royal purple medieval fantasy. Between Kody's Star Wars collectibles and Robyn's immaculately dressed American Girl dolls, each worth hundreds, sometimes thousands, every room screamed maximalism. Whimsy wasn't quite the word, it was obsession masquerading as style. And while some Reddit users found charm in their themed Western living room, complete with a star-spangled Walmart rug and faux leather sofas, others were less forgiving. The decor was ridiculed, dissected. Photos of the room sparked online debates about taste, ego, and the delusion of control. Still, Kody pressed on. Even after selling the infamous Coyote Pass property for $1.5 million, a symbolic surrender, he seemed reluctant to let go of the past. Though the land was divided between himself, Janelle, and Mary, the emotional territory remained contested. Christine, now happily partnered with David Woolley, had moved on, but Kody, still nursing old wounds, clung to the idea that he had been betrayed. He wore the black hat in this Wild West drama, both literally and figuratively. His world was now reduced to Robyn, and maybe that's what he wanted. Or maybe it was all a performance, a man forced into monogamy not by choice, but by inevitability, a man who, deep down, might still crave the old balance of power. Fans speculated endlessly. They zoomed in on screenshots. They cataloged doll collections. They analyzed mirror messages like forensic experts. In one particularly viral post, someone pointed out the matching David Yurman rings. Kody's engraved with a wild stallion, Robyn's mirroring his exactly. Symbols of unity or quiet desperation. No one knows what really goes on behind the scenes. Because for all their oversharing, Kody and Robyn remain enigmas in many ways, and their lavish, overstuffed home only offers glimpses of deeper truths. People's homes often reflect their inner lives. And this one? It was cluttered, performative, haunted by stories that refused to end. Kody's prized Millennium Falcon model sat next to Transformers figurines. Robyn's pristine collection of dolls remained untouched in her private sanctuary. Dresses custom beaded, zippers embroidered with care. It was theatrical, but underneath the glittering surface, something felt hollow. Critics noted that while Robyn and Kody enjoyed the comforts of their fortress, the others walked away with scraps. Janelle, in particular, exited with very little, despite years of loyalty and labor. Christine and Mary seemed stable, but the financial imbalance was glaring. In hindsight, the cracks had always been there. Kody had offered his ex-wives little, emotionally, financially, physically. Love was rationed. Time was conditional. Intimacy was transactional. Over time, each woman grew more isolated until finally they chose freedom over the illusion of family. But Robyn? For Robyn, Kody would do anything. She admitted once, without apology, that she liked spending money to make life easier, and he made sure she could. Whether that was out of love, guilt, or fear of being alone, only they know. But the cost, everyone else paid it, and they're still paying. At times, Kody gives the impression that he wants to live modestly, But step inside their Flagstaff home, and the picture becomes more complicated. Aside from Kody's carefully preserved collectibles, most design choices seem to reflect Robyn's taste. Maybe she chose the royal bedroom, drenched in deep purples. Maybe she picked out the Flintstone-style stone sink surrounded by shimmering Sedona amethysts. Either way, the home is unmistakably theirs, full of contradictions, heavy with sentiment. Despite all the drama, despite the fractures, Kody and Robyn keep going. What else can they do? The loss of Garrison Brown has cast a long, somber shadow. It's the kind of heartbreak a parent never truly recovers from. In that context, the opinions of Reddit threads or fan critiques fade into the background. If their home brings them comfort, if surrounding themselves with color and clutter softens the grief, even for a moment, then let it be. Still, questions remain about Kody's relationships with the women who walked away. He's not known for generosity. And yet, in a surprising twist, Kody recently gave Mary and Janelle a bit of financial breathing room. When the Coyote Pass land was restructured and eventually sold, Kody allocated an extra portion to himself, but made sure both Mary and Janelle received $35,000 each. For some, it seemed like a rare act of goodwill. For others, it was a calculated move, possibly a legal precaution to avoid lawsuits or further conflict. After all, trust was already broken. But whatever his motives, the result was the same. He did the right thing, and that matters. Kody and Robyn now live in a $2.1 million home, a symbol of their new chapter, and a sharp contrast to what the other wives walked away with. But maybe that's why this moment matters. Because, for once, Kody gave something back to the women who stood by him for decades, the women who helped build the world he's now living in. Maybe that gesture won't erase the past. Maybe it won't heal every wound, but it's a start. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more updates and insight on Sister Wives and beyond, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.